Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the B-Leaguers podcast. My name is Flynn. I'm joined by Stokes, yada, yada, yada. But this is the B-Leaguers podcast brought to you by the Koyo Store. Brought to you by the Koyo Store. We also like to mention now that our affiliate link and our coupon code are now both live. Use code B-Leaguers for 5% off all orders at thekoyostore.com and go to thekoyostore.com/theb-leaguers. For anything you want to do. That's our affiliate link. So obviously we do get a kickback from that if you guys end up purchasing anything. So help us out. Help yourselves out.
Buy some pins.
Get some dope ass merch from the the B-Leaguers, courtesy of the Koyo Store.
There you go.
All right,
we got it.
It is April 27th, 2019. We are now done Season 9 of the Pro League. And it's kind of hard to believe that we're already done Season 9, but things have wrapped up. We now know everyone going to Milan. We now know the bracket for Milan. We know our CL playoff teams. We're winding things down on Season 9. USN is still in full swing in its early days as well. So we can talk about that, but basically nothing new and crazy and dramatic has happened. It's more of the same, just wrapping up the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really crazy has happened inside of U.S. Nationals on my end either. I mean, this week was more or less just Rogue and then everybody else. Like, that was really it. And then, I mean, the biggest thing that happened was that Rogue lost to our Bad, which is a CL team, which is big news, which is fantastic for Carnage in them. But, I mean, besides that point, everything else was just meme games and, we finally got to see who was relegated inside of EU, which was kind of a big deal, which made for some cool games to watch. But besides that, we had Tachanka picked 3 out of the 4 games. Or 2 out of the 4 games, excuse me. So.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of Tachanka. I've seen enough Tachanka this week to last me a lifetime. So I guess, yeah, let's jump right into this as fast as fucking possible. We also didn't ask for a Q&A segment, so we're not going to do a Q&A segment. It's probably going to be a shorter episode this week. As far as North America is concerned, all the games were fucking irrelevant. Yep. All the games did not matter.
Nope.
But what it does leave us with is a final standing on the season, which gives us EG as the number 1 seed yet again. It gives us Dark Zero the 2nd seed. So for North America, we have 2 representatives coming out of NA for Pro League, heading to Milan that look very different, I guess. It's Dark Zero finally not choking, which is good to see. They still choked up the 1st seed, but they haven't thrown away a land spot, at least this time around. For EG is the number 1 seed yet again. They draw Immortals to start things off, only taking 1 L, most recently to FaZe, obviously. Yeah, for North America, the rest of the games, though, that leaves Orglis as the auto-relegated team, not even putting that in air quotes, because Orglis doesn't exist anymore. It's a rotting corpse. There's nothing there for Orglis. But it does also mean that Rise Nation, a team that looked really damn good in the second half with their new roster pickups, that puts them on the outside looking in. They're in the 7th spot. They're going to have to play the number 2 seed coming out of Challenger League, which is not decided yet. I got a lot of questions about this today in the stream, and I'm sure there's plenty of questions about it on Reddit as well, which is, how do the CL playoffs work? Well, here's your rundown. It's a broken bullshit system. But
there's the real breakdown.
Yeah. But basically, your 1 seed from the regular season plays against the 4 seed, your 2 seed plays against the 3 seed. The winners of those games go on to the finals, and the finals dictate what the final seedings are. So you could be a 4 seed, like EXG was last season, and end up getting auto-promoted as the technical 1 seed coming out of Challenger League because you won 2 best of 3s. Is that fair? No. Does it make any sense? No. But that's the world we live in. So, welcome to the anarchy and bullshit that will now be the next couple weeks of Challenger League, because now that Pro League's done, that's kind of the focus. So, the 4 teams for North America in the CL playoffs will be starting off at number 1 seed is OC, and they will play the number 4 seed, which is 92 Dream Team.
Yep.
Because they left Vicious because they wouldn't pay them, and
Yeah, it was a mutual agreement.
Sure, yeah.
Mutual. Don't worry, guys. Mutual.
Yeah,
crack is a hell of a drug. Don't worry.
Yup. It's another situation of an org preying on a young, inexperienced team.
It's almost like everyone says that Vicious is a bad org, and then you signed with them. That's fucking crazy. Wild. Anyways, besides that, we got that going on. And then we got Disrupt versus the Susquehanna Sonics. Yikes. Which, if you guys also didn't know, this bracket is not double elim. So if you lose, you're completely out. And the entire season that you just spent practically 6 months playing / practicing for is completely in vain. So, get fucked is basically what that means.
Well, it happened for the Sonics last season as the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
They lost the relegation match because they technically came out of CL as the number 2, even though they were in the number 1 all season. Because they lost to Accelerate in that seeding match. And then they lost their game to Noble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Noble.
Yep.
Who then disbanded. So that's interesting. So we'll see if the history repeats itself for them. Disrupt as well. They lost their first game, which was also against Accelerate. So I guess that means, that EXU was the 3 seed. Right.
I think EXU was the 4 seed.
No. Because they wouldn't have been in the finals. Because they played E-Gang in the finals of the playoffs.
E-Gang was 2nd seed, though.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were, because they lost the seeding match.
No, before... The seeding match is the finals of the playoffs against EXG. You see how bullshit this fucking system is? We know this shit and cast this shit for a living, and we still don't know.
Yeah, it's not the best. I've casted CL for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Anyways. No, you'd be right. So they were 3rd seed then.
Yeah.
Who was 4th seed?
4 seed was not Nomads because they choked hard.
I remember that. That was terrible. E-Gang, Accelerate.
Disrupt.
And not Minor, not Goober. Vicious? Was it the old Vicious? Sin.
Oh, right.
It was Sin.
Sin with all those fucking ties.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, yeah. There you go.
Of the 2 of us, you're usually the one to call shit back. I feel real good right now on that.
Yo. Hey, man. It's a dumbass format, but whatever. So, again, we find ourselves in a scenario where only one of Disrupt and the Sonics can make it out, which is pretty unfortunate. Given their stature and their history and their experience, their veteranship, versus 2 very inexperienced teams that have to play each other and will find themselves, no matter what, playing for a Pro League spot, whether it be the auto promotion or
against Rise,
the relegation game against Rise. So that's pretty fucking wild that one of those teams, no matter what, will
have an opportunity to be in Pro League. And
you got 2 teams there who both basically are converts inside the year.
Yeah.
Like inside a calendar year, they haven't played PC for the entire year.
Yep.
So for both of them, very, very inexperienced and a lot of comp experience anywhere for a lot of those players versus the years of comp experience on teams like Disrupt and Sonics. But you never know. Maybe the young gunner squads could come up and, I don't know, overthrow the old guard, I guess you could say, in Challenger League. I think let's do predictions for CL real quick for NA anyway to see who Rise would be playing against, who the eventual 2 seed was.
All right.
I'm probably gonna say, I don't know. OC has been on a slump apparently lately. Vicious as well has just not looked as dominant. 92 Dream Team has not looked as dominant as a lot of people said they would this season, but they still make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I think this is a game of can OC get back on track with Prod?
Because they can.
If Prodigy can help them get back on track, then they're probably walking to the finals. If that's not the case, if it's more of the same thing that they had with Gurmy, it's going to be an issue.
Well, here's the thing. They're having less of the syndrome, but it's a rotating door of 5ths. More or less. Not as bad as what 92 Dream Team has. but it's still there, you know? And basically their issue is nobody wants to play support on
Big
OC.
shock.
Nobody wants to play support. Guess what one of the most important jobs is? Playing support, because you got to anchor that site somehow. So nobody wants to do it. And you have to have someone that's not only wants to do it, but is prolific at what they do in order to, you know, bear results. And unless if you don't have that, it's obviously going to show. That's exactly what's been showing recently with, you know, everyone on OC. I mean, you guys can see it in their lineups or even how their players play. Like Gurmy was playing super aggressive on his roles most of the time. It's like, why? Like, that's not your job, dude. Like, drone, do something. Like, I personally never minded playing support because it's like, okay, my job's super fucking easy. I just drone people in and they shoot people and I get a wall open and then I plant. Like, that's fine for me. CCC, I plant. Goga. Just not nearly as good or make it nearly as much money. But, you know, it's a hard thing in every game to be, you know, flank watch, anchor, whatever, because nobody wants it because it's not a flashy role. Everyone wants to have their name in shining lights. Everybody wants to be the hero with the cape. And you're not that as a support player. There's a couple people in the world that you look at and go, okay, this person's really good at what they do, and people recognize that. But otherwise, if you are a middle of the pack support player, or just every once in a while, you know, you hold down sight, you just did your job, buddy. That's it. But, you know, if some Ash fucking comes flinging through a window at Mach speed and kills 2 people, they're the best player in the world. You know what I mean? So that's why people don't want to do it. And that's what OC's falling into right now. They just need to find some supports that actually want to do their job. We thought that they had it with Bombs, but Bombs really didn't do anything. So, well, no, excuse me. We thought they had it with Gurmy. Bombs was with 92. We thought they had it with Gurmy. Apparently they didn't. Didn't like the comms or something in the background was going on. Dropped him. And as for 92 Dream Team, that's just been a rotating door. They had Auda. They had Bombs. They had Execration. I mean, what else? I think
they had Vayne there for a minute too.
Yeah. Filthy.
Yep. It's been that's kind of a problem. If you're a team like that with a revolving door of support players who aren't even support players, they're just players who are being forced to play support.
Yep.
And then you think about the fact that rosters lock in Pro League.
Yeah.
You can't just go changing the roster 75 times a season in Pro League.
Look at Navi. If Navi if the rosters were unlocked, Navi would have went through so many fucking roster changes. Like, you know what I mean? But you're locked in. That's it. And that's we'll get to that point later. We're on CL right now. But
yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, there's a problem there with both of those teams, and it stems from inexperience, and it stems from a lot of those players wanting to facilitate the same kind of roles.
Okay. Well, here, at the end of the day, you know, NA is our region.
Yeah.
Okay. We play against these players every day when we're in NA.
Yeah.
Okay, because you and I both have high enough elo, whatever, so on and so forth, right? Anyways, the real question is, Merc Foltz or Doodle Yardy? Wow. I'm saying Merc Foltz. That's what I'm saying at the end of the day. Like, Yardy can be a crackhead and do whatever, but when it comes down to inside of comp, who's got it and who doesn't, I gotta go Merc Foltz. I have to. Like, that's for me personally, that's a no-brainer. But
it's tough, man. It's tough because Doodle's been doing really, really well lately.
Yeah,
like I'm talking like next level.
But does it do well in that game? I want you to take it back to USN real quick. You ever met my friend Owen?
Yes, I remember that, man. But I don't know, man. It's a different environment because you're talking about a playoff game, right? Like you're talking about do or die game.
Yeah.
And USN is like that, but it's also again from the comfort of his own home, in his own basement, chilling on his own PC. Doesn't have to worry about like land jitters. Doesn't have to worry about an audience in front of him. It's him and it's the 4 guys in front of him, man.
But you have to worry about failure, and that's the one thing
you got to worry about that every game, man. I think the nerves factor. I think Foltz and Merc have that better in check. I think the opportunity for performance, though, lends itself to Yardy and Doodle better. I think if there's a perfect storm for them, they could go the fuck off. And it seems like Foltz and Merc right now are the only bright spots on their team versus fucking all of 92 finally clicking minus their support player.
I feel like we just need to go over to my apartment and get drunk and watch that game because it's going to be great. It's going to be a fucking barn burner.
Yeah, I'm kind of down to do that. I'm kind of down to get exceedingly fucking hammered and watch that
Want to get
game.
a bottle of Johnny Walker and just fucking
Yeah.
take a shot every time that something crazy happens?
Okay, what have alcohol poisoning at the end of that one?
The bottle would be gone and I'd be like fucking hunched over my toilet.
Yeah, that'd be a terrible morning the next day, but it'd be a very fun night.
Oh yes, it'd be great. It'd be great.
So now we're coming up with ideas for other content.
We might just have to stream us watching the game. That'd be
Yeah.
fucking great. Oh man.
And then the other game.
Oh fuck me.
The other game is painful.
can't.
I got too many friends on both sides.
I can't. Dude, like oh no.
I got
Like-
too many friends on both sides,
Yeah,
man. I can't.
some of my both. Oh fuck! Like my entire group of like people I hold like close to my heart inside of Siege are on that team. Yeti, Mo, Lauren. Like fuck, dude. It's so bad. Like I'm just gonna cry during that game. Like I'm just gonna ball up and just fucking cry.
I'm gonna be so goddamn conflicted during that game, man.
You and I are just gonna be sitting there like, yes, no, wait, no. Like,
No.
oh fuck, like.
It's gonna be
No, man.
so fucking painful to try and watch.
That's why this bracket should be double elim. Like, if you're gonna do a bracket play like this, at least make it double elim. Like, you can't have two of the fucking arguably best teams inside of the CL. Like, that's fucking dumb, man. You just wasted 6 months of your life.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it, but we
In a righteous world,
yeah, we live in reality right now, and the reality is one of those teams is not walking away from that game alive.
Yep.
And who do we think is coming out of that?
Do you want me to, am I eating the barrel first?
I'm probably taking OC out of the first game.
Okay.
I think 92 Dream Team can take advantage in spots, and I'm thinking if OC's still in as much of a slump as they are right now, then 92 could make noise.
Yeah.
But it's OC's game to lose.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about if the pressure gets to him. And I think it's not even really about Fulton Merck, because Fulton Merck are going to do Fulton Merck. They've showed that the entire season, no matter if they win, lose, tie, draw, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Fulton Merck always do their jobs. The people that it relies on is their two support players. If Oasis does what Oasis did in the game that they lost, where he went 2-11, or excuse me, that game against Rise when they won 8-7, Oasis wasn't even in the fucking server. He wasn't there. Like, if that happens and Oasis can't show up, it's over. Because, you know, Yardi and Doodle and that entire 92 Dream Team roster is all just made to just fuck you. Like, that's literally what it is. Like, that entire roster is completely on game sense. They don't do a lot of calling, like, none of that shit. Like, trust me, not only did I work with them, but I was on a team with Yardi for, like, a month. And, like, there's not a lot of mid-game call. Everything's super fast-paced. Everything is just fucking throw it to the wall, hope it sticks. And that's something that could really come back to bite OC if somebody is weak linking. Excuse me.
Yeah, like I said, it's OC's game to lose. Because, I mean, Hyena and Rexon are neither player to laugh at either on 92. No. Like, they can turn it on a dime if they have to.
Yep.
And it's going to be a wild game. It's who's on. It's who's better prepared.
Yeah.
For DG against SQ, though, I don't know what way to call this, man.
It's going to be extremely close.
I'll say it right now. I think whoever comes out of DGSQ goes auto.
Yep.
Gets auto promoted to Pro League.
Yep. Actually, I'm going to be completely honest. If I had, like, gun to my head, if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Disrupt.
They look more complete.
Yeah, they look more complete. They've had a couple of falls, but they've been working their ass off. And, you know, I hate to say it, but I know they're going to abuse a lot of things that Susquehanna does, because Susquehanna is a structured team, very structured. Everything is a set strat, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, as much as I respect Super as a player and that he's been a pro player, and obviously I've never done that before, as much as he likes to tote what he knows in the game, it doesn't really show inside of their strategies most of the time. Like, they don't flex a lot of things. There's not a lot of exchange in what they do. If somebody reads it out, they don't immediately make a structure change. Like, when you're IGL, that's your job. Like, you have to be able to turn things on a dime. You have to be able to do that. And I don't see that inside of their games. Whether it's, okay, we're holding strats for playoffs or what have you, but if we watch that Disrupt game and it's the same thing over and over and over again, Yeti and Mo are going to eat you alive. It is a fact. Like, that's what's going to happen. Now, I hope for the best for either of you. Like, at the end of the day, whoever makes it out of that, I have the utmost respect for. I have respect for Super, whatever, but that's how I see it. I mean, you have to be able to make those flexes as an IGL. And right now, I'm not seeing it, especially from someone that, you know, totes all this information on stream. Like, dude, show me it then. Like, I'm just like, please, like, I'm not trying to dog you. Like, show me what you know. Like, everyone wants you as an analyst on a desk, motherfucker. Like, show me what you know, dude. Like, I want to see it in game. I want to see you IGL and be, oh, King Dingling, I was on Rogue, blah, blah, blah. Do it then. I want to see it. I want to see it. I've always been told you can fucking run your mouth as much as fucking possible, but you gotta show me the fucking baby. Like, you got to. Like, you gotta show me it. Back it up. I want to see it.
It's tough, man. Like, cause this game, like I said, I'm 100% convinced whoever wins this game is the auto-promoted team.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. I will say in recent history, in their matches, Susquehanna has looked a lot better, but they've been also playing against a damaged OC. And that's really, I mean, OC, the second half of CL did not look the best. They just didn't. A lot of their games were front-loaded. You know what I mean? Like, they won a shitload, they went on a winning streak, looked so very good. And then here in the latter half, they just fell apart. Which is, you know, I mean, at least they were smart enough to make a roster move. That was smart. Yeah. You know? But besides that point, this entire CL is blown wide open. I mean, last season, everyone tried to make a call on it. Everyone said that the EXG wasn't going anywhere, and EXG's in Pro League, and they're still in Pro League. You know, so I mean, we'll see what happens. It's definitely going to be worth watching. So make sure you guys tune into that. That'll be on the Rainbow6_UK channel. My channel is done for CL.
So. Yeah, and then the finals that'll be broadcast here from Katowice.
Are you broadcasting that, or you have no idea?
We haven't worked out a relegation schedule yet, no. Because Gassan should be back for that. Hey. And I've been going for a month straight, so I'm looking to take as much relaxation time as possible. But if I have to do some of the relegation games, I'm not gonna complain. Just as long as I don't have to do all of them. Smile. Yeah. That's
Stream snipes and still loses Elo. Smile.
Yeah. That's NA in a nutshell, basically, right there. So I guess I'm calling whoever comes out of DGSQ, welcome to Pro League. And OC, good luck against Rise. They did beat him 8-7, like you said, in USN.
That was the injured roster as well.
That was also in Oregon. Oregon's a very simple map.
Whereas
get Rise somewhere else.
Yeah,
that's probably not the same story.
Yeah, but you take Rise somewhere else inside of PL and look at what happened.
It's against Pro League teams. Is OC a Pro League team?
I didn't say they were, but I also didn't say that they were bad at the game. You know,
Rises look good.
That's what I'm saying.
Rises look damn good.
Yeah, but they've also been losing games they shouldn't. So, but overall, I'd say their structure is a lot better compared to what they did have. Absolutely.
Yeah, first half was garbage.
I will say this,
second
though.
half
If Rise goes out, Hyper's definitely getting picked up by a Pro League team like fucking a snap of the finger. Hyper is literally just fucking... He is the Kanto of NA. Like, Hyper is legitimately just disgusting. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Like, you'll see him on Rec tomorrow. Like...
That'd be a fucking nightmare. God damn it.
Drops Retro, picks up Hyper. Could you imagine that roster?
Stop. I've already had this
argument. You want to put money on
once.
it? You want to put money on it?
No, not even remotely. Changing gears, though.
Could you imagine the Rainbow Six Pro League subreddit?
My God. It'd be a fucking shit show.
Like, there's too many fraggers on the fucking roster.
Honestly.
Oh, my God.
Switching up gears, though, we now transition to LATAM. So LATAM was, again, a bit of a shit show, but no big surprises in Liquid Nip. That was NIP's game to win, man. That was their game to win, and they fucking laid an egg, man. Liquid just shit all over them. There was nothing.
But hey, one thing we can't talk about, just for a second, is that Liquid looks a lot better. PSK, let's go.
Dude, I don't know what happened to Liquid in the 2 games before that game against NIP. And honestly, for all 3 regions, I've been saying this a lot lately on the desk, which is, where the fuck has this team been?
Yeah.
For a lot of these
teams.
teams.
You said that during the Team Secret game. You're like,
where's this secret
where's
been?
this secret been? Like,
I said the same thing for Liquid.
You guys are literally like shoving the fuck out of Chaos. Like, what is... Hello? And then Chaos goes for an insane offensive set, but...
I mean, it's Chaos. That's all they fucking do. It's ridiculous, the runs they go on.
I was really scared there for Meepy. I was like, oh, shit. Like...
That interview was tough to do with him, too.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, how do I say this without saying this?
Well, I guess I'm just going to say fuck it and say it.
Also, fucking Christ, they wanted us to do an interview with Na'Vi after they got auto-relegated.
Yeah, what did they expect? Like, they were going to actually do that?
Who's picking up the phone after getting auto-relegated, man? I was on the talkback button like every 5 minutes. I'm like, guys, they're not fucking picking up. Let us go to break. Let us go to break. Let us go to break. And they're like, no, just wait it out. They'll answer.
No, they won't.
No.
They're not answering.
No. Fabian was there ready and waiting. No one from Na'Vi was picking up the goddamn phone.
Oh, no. Yeah, and, I mean, rest in peace, man. Like, that fucking... Truly... It sucks either way. If Team Secret gets auto-relegated, it sucks. If Na'Vi gets auto-relegated, it sucks. Then everyone looks at it and goes, you know what? So on and so forth. Auto-relegation is stupid. Blah, 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 blah. I will agree with you that auto-relegation is stupid. But they had 14 weeks to not suck. Then they sucked for 14 weeks. They did. I mean, even look at SI. They did not do good. That Liquid Maki game that I casted was legitimately just fucking terrible. Terrible. It was only so close because both of those teams sucked. Like, they were doing terrible. But I would say the thing that is the most annoying / sad is that they just got picked up by one of the biggest orgs in the entire world. Na'Vi is massive.
I didn't actually think we would be having this conversation right now. I thought we were doing LATAM, but sure. We can do this conversation as well.
We were already on it.
We can do this right now, yeah.
I mean, well, LATAM, the fucking 2 teams that got relegated, INTZ and Red.
Pain, auto-relegated.
Pain and Red Devils, excuse me. INTZ's 6th.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, for
but
Na'Vi...
Pain looked like shit the entire season.
Yeah, we'll skip to EU and then we'll go back to LATAM. For EU... Yeah, we lose Na'Vi. And I think Michael and I said it on the desk about 1,056 times. We don't want to stop saying Na'Vi, and yet we're going to have to. Yep. KS on Twitter said that they were going to stick together and grind out CL. I highly doubt that.
I don't think so either.
I'm pressing X to doubt on that one.
Press F to pay respect.
And Na'Vi's not sticking with a CL team.
No.
There's not enough viewership for CL. There's no justification for having a CL team for Na'Vi.
You don't make any money.
They're a T1 org.
Yeah. Yeah. If anything, they're going to sell them, wait until the contract basis is out, and then go pick up a different team that is actually worth something.
Then go pick up Empire.
Yeah.
Let's just say it outright. They're going to go pick up Empire. They got to wait for the contract to end
or
with
to
Empire,
buy it out. I mean,
or
they do
buy
have
it
that
out.
money. Do you know how much money they've made off of Dota? It's fucking dumb, Flynn.
I don't know if Empire would sell.
I'm about to give you an offer you can't refuse, kind of shit. Like,
well, you got to think about what your returns.
You got to remember this.
Right?
You got to remember this, though. You got to remember this. Empire has that roster on CL contracts.
Not anymore.
Did their contract basis go up? Again, this is why we had that conversation last time. This should be fucking public knowledge.
Yeah, no,
stupid.
They're making pretty good money right now.
Okay. Right. Well, yeah, they did fucking get second at SI.
Yeah, no. So
I think it's hilarious that Joystick is still at his parents' house. By the way,
the question is would Empire even sell? Because they could say no. Like it's up to Na'Vi to fork over the fucking money.
if they did say no, they more than likely just go buy like Chaos or something.
Chaos would be good too. Chaos have shown at least that they can hang again.
Yeah, and Navi's an org that will stick with anyone through thick and thin. Like the Navi CS roster was never super crazy until recently. Like they had Guardian for a while. Like they're just like the house of like the best oppers inside of CS.
Yeah.
Like they had Guardian for a really long time, and now they have Simple, which is arguably, in my opinion, and everyone else's, the best player in the fucking world inside of CS. The guy is literally insane. So, I mean, Navi will stick with you through thick and thin. So, now things have just gotten a little too thin, but, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think, I'm real tired right now. You lay in the bed that you made. Basically, like they made the bed, they got to fucking lay in it. That's exactly what Navi did. They picked up one of the worst teams inside of EU, and that was the risk that they took, and it happened. I mean,
they picked up a team that was going nowhere.
Yeah,
they picked up a team that was going nowhere fast.
I mean, legitimately, our first text message when that fucking tweet went live to each other, I think you texted me, and it was literally just a screenshot, and you were like, "Why?"
Yeah,
like, why? Whether it was just that. Hey, they just came off SI and this is like clout level shit to say, hey, Siege, we got a team, like, right, blah, 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 or whatever. But I guess that they were just cheap on the market because Maka didn't want them. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why Navi decided to pick up that team of any team. The only justification I can think of is that they didn't talk to anyone in Siege who knew what the fuck they were talking about, and B, was, I guess, led to believe that they were a better team on paper than their performance. Because, I mean, you look at their run to make it to Rio last season, they weren't even in the conversation halfway through the season. Mm-hmm. DreamHack Montreal, they were again in that bottom spot.
Yeah.
And they go on a fucking stupid run to make it to Rio, and they get dick slapped by FaZe in the first round. So, like, the evidence was there the whole time that this team was middling.
Yeah.
They're not a bad roster. They're a bad team.
Yeah.
They have good players, but they, as a core, together, suck ass.
Yeah.
The team is not a good team. Mm-hmm. The players are good players. Yeah. That's kind of the thing in EU right now.
Well, it's kind of the thing in all sports. I mean, that happens throughout. I mean, I know the guy on Reddit's going to get angry at me for making comparisons to sports, but whatever. Anyways, I mean, take Kevin Durant and Westbrook on the Thunder.
Good players
individually. Good players. Fantastic players. Some of the best players to ever play the fucking game. But you put them on the same team, and they go nowhere. No rings, no nothing. Westbrook still doesn't have a ring. Guess who has a ring, though? KD. Has two of them. Ooh. Anyways, past that point, sometimes great players on the same team are not a great team. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with, we'll bring it back to sports. Esports. Look at CSGO. Look at the FaZe roster. Haven't won a major, but they have some of the best players to ever play the game of Counter-Strike. And they lost to a C9 that was literally just a Cinderella story team. Yeah. With Stewie 2K and Ska. I'm just so happy that Ska won a major, dude. That made me so happy. Anyways, besides the point. Continue.
Yeah, for Navi, I mean, like, for the org, I don't know what the mindset was. For the players, it's free money, take it. But at that point, there has to be an improvement. There has to be a change to try and make something of what your situation is. Your goal at this point is don't finish 7th. Don't finish 8th.
Yeah.
Who gives a literal fuck if you're 6th? You can make roster moves. You're playing with a goddamn coach. I'm sorry, was Vale that bad? Was Vale actually... Because I thought he had a good performance at SI. For what was being asked of him and what his roles were.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Lazo was not the play.
No.
That was not the move.
No.
And I still cannot wrap my fucking head around how you don't squeak out a win more. One win more, man. Like, it's unreal. And I'm
you
honestly
leave it up to a game against G2.
Who looked like they couldn't be fucking bothered to give a shit.
And as Michael said, Navi would have lost if G2 even gave an ounce of a fuck. Like, an ounce of a fuck, right?
It looked like 4 members of G2 were playing ranked, and Fabian was actually trying to throw.
Yeah.
Like, actually, like, actively trying to lose.
could not give a flying fuck. Like, to the point of...
And you still drew them 6-6.
Yeah, to the point of... Fabian was throwing so hard, if you guys did not watch the game, to the point of he was in the building in 15 seconds. Like, no drone, no pre-placed drone,
multiple
no nothing.
times over.
Just,
did it with Ash, did it with
He would literally
Sophia.
just spawn, he would spawn a gas station and just run to benches and hop the window every fucking time. Like... And then he would kill people. And you're like, what?
No, he didn't.
Well, the fucking blitz play was hilarious. That shit.
He didn't get in a kill on attack.
Oh.
He was 0-1-6 the half.
Oh, no, he downed him.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, that's the assist. Okay.
Wait, it's Blitz?
Yeah, he downed that guy. It wasn't blitz. I can't remember.
I might be thinking of a different scenario with Blitz then. But yeah, Fabian
he downed someone.
Fabian
That's
was
why I thought he
0-6 at the half, and Fabian didn't give a single shit about that game, and that made it kind of hard to watch. But at the same time, why would you give a shit if you're G2?
Yep.
And the only reason I'm not mad at G2 about that, and I know there would have been questions about it had we asked for a Q&A thing, and I'm kind of glad we didn't, because this week is going to be very drama-filled, and I'm just not about talking about it here. The reason I'm not mad at G2, and I said it on the broadcast, is this different from their play in the last 6 weeks? No. They have not given a solitude fuck for the last 6 weeks. They had Goga on Ash for 3 weeks straight. You think that team cared? They didn't give a singular fuck in the entire world about the result of that game or the 6 prior. Nope. So if it was a different team and they started playing like that, I'd ream them the fuck out for throwing that to affect the outcome of relegation matches.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, they didn't give a fuck for the last 6 weeks.
Nope.
If you're Na'Vi, you gotta know that's what you're going against, and you got a game plan for that.
Yep.
I know it's a hard thing to game plan for, which is pure chaos and anarchy.
Yeah.
Play more ranked together at that point then.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're going to be going against.
Well, even then, is like offensive set, like defense is fucking easy when you're playing against that. Play turtle, play traps. That's literally it. You slow everybody down and you win. Because you already have the information on where they are. You just kill them. That's easy, right? Like every single ranked game when I'm playing against Merc and all the other fucking crackheads, dude, we're playing traps, brother. I'm playing fucking Ella. Like I'm playing Legion, all that kind of shit because I'm not dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like there's certain implications in the game specifically made to affect things that are happening. Right? Right. Okay, cool. Mute gets rid of information. Legion slows people down. Like, you know, I mean, even fucking simply bringing more barbed wire. Like,
it was a shit show of a game for Na'Vi. It was a beautiful game from Secret, though. At least on the first half. The first half for Secret was amazing.
I could tell in your voice you were getting real scared for him.
I was getting very, very scared. I was like, dude, not again. Not again with this fucking shit from Chaos. And they tried.
Oh, they tried their fucking ass off.
Tried. I was so scared. And
hey,
I didn't want to ask it in the interview because don't be that asshole. But I brought it up a couple times in the broadcast. That is 4 of the original members of Playing Ducks and Snook and Nose from back in the day. Chaos stole that Pro League spot from them. Mm-hmm. And they had the availability to send them back to Challenger League for the second time in their careers. Mm-hmm. And they very narrowly did it.
Yeah, 7-5.
Because Na'Vi got a draw.
Yeah.
So if Secret drawed,
they lost.
It was over.
Yep.
Honestly, Na'Vi didn't even need a point because they had tiebreak.
Yeah.
Just, oh man, I was getting so fucking scared for Secret there because I didn't want to see them go either. I didn't want to see anyone go. That's kind of the thing that I kept saying on the broadcast with Michael over and over again was we don't want to see either of these teams go. Mm-hmm. And I think that brings up the conversation that I'm sure plenty of people would have asked about, which is auto relegation. Should it be a thing?
Oh, you're asking the question. Okay,
I am.
Sorry, I was looking. I was looking.
I am.
Okay,
give me your argument on auto relegation right now.
Okay. All right. So, my idea behind auto relegation is this. So, with the current format that we have, with only 8 teams inside of Pro League, auto relegation should not be a thing because it punishes teams for going through a rebuild phase Whereas, I mean, here, for instance, I'm sorry we're going to have to do a sports comparison again. I know that people don't like that for some reason. But anyways, look at the NFL, look at the NBA, look at all these other things, right? You don't remove a team that is inside of the pro scene for an AM team. You just don't. You don't do that. Players move up, players move down. Those names are confided inside of that area, right? So auto relegation is stupid because it does not allow you to go through rebuild. You have to be consistently good all the time. Otherwise, you lose your spot and you lose your money and you lose your livelihood. And that is an extremely, extremely stupid thing. If they want to keep auto relegation, I am completely on board with everybody else and bumping it up to 10 spots and keeping auto relegation because that just makes sense. But as of right now, you legitimately cannot fall off the train at any point in time. Otherwise, you're immediately punished and you run a risk of losing your entire livelihood. And that is just simply stupid. Like, that should just not happen. Should not happen. Because, again, you're messing with people's possible households. I mean, like, you can break it down like 6 ways from Sunday, but that really is what it is. I mean, you could legitimately mess with someone's livelihood just because their team's going through a restructure phase. And again, like what Flynn was talking about earlier, rosters are locked. You can't change anything mid-season. So the fact that the teams are going through a rebuild or trying to get things figured out, they can't make a roster move to try and make things better than they are right now. So you get even punished for that. If you make a mistake on picking up a certain player, the only thing you can really do is sub in your coach because he's on the roster, or have a 6 man to try and sub in. That's really it. But he has to be on the roster prior. You can't add him later on in the season. He can't play. So it's the same thing as like Hopes couldn't be behind Wreck-It Land because he wasn't on the roster before they were made it SI. So there's a lot of different rules that go into it. And if they want to keep this auto relegation shit, then they just need to make it 10 teams inside of Pro League instead of 8. Now, from a logistical standpoint, that gets really difficult for you guys. I can't say us yet, but you guys, because then you have to cast 5 games a night. Fun.
For auto relegation.
Imagine if we went back to best of 3s at that point. Read!
No. For auto relegation, I don't think the number of teams matter because we're going to have the same argument no matter what. I think auto relegation is flawed from a financial standpoint because the system it's based on is soccer. And in Europe, soccer is the predominant sport. It is what everyone pays attention to out here. And the system makes sense.
In soccer.
Yes. That's what it's based on. So auto relegation in like the Premier League is like there's 24 teams and like the bottom 4 teams get auto relegated out and the top 4 teams in the league below it get auto promoted based on performance in the season.
Huh.
That's where it comes from for anyone who wasn't aware. The difference being is that ownership of those teams doesn't cease to exist because a team gets auto relegated to a bottom tier league or a lower tier league.
And all those other leagues still have shitloads of viewership. That's another thing as well.
There's money made at the lower leagues, and that's not a case right now. And we have top tier orgs losing, like just being taken away from Siege. We have CLG gone. We have Obey gone. We might lose Rise. We lost Supremacy and Vitality to Challenger League, and thank the fucking Lord they stuck around. We're going to lose Navi. We have almost lost Black Dragons in Latin America like 5 times, but they keep picking up a different roster every time. The financial stability isn't there for it. So you could have 25 teams in Pro League, and the conversation would still be there. Because what happens as soon as a team gets relegated to CL is either one, they don't stick together, they all disband and go their separate ways, which is 90% of the time.
Yep.
Or the org leaves and they have to
pick up pieces.
They have to go back to CL where there's no money and no advertising and no viewership and no one gives a fuck. So auto relegation to me, like the whole system of relegation right now is flawed in that you need to give teams more of a chance to fight for their spot.
Yeah. Also, CL just needs to be promoted more. Flynn and I have talked about that before.
If there's more money in CL, then this conversation changes drastically.
Exactly. And like I mean, we got one thing that you and I wanted this season. CL got a shout out, to put it simply. Not a sponsorship or anything like that, but they got a shout out on the Pro League desk.
Yeah, we did that week 8.
Week 8, we got one shout out, which is great. The viewership spiked up, which is great, right?
Yeah.
Right. But the issue is not everybody watches at that point in time, right? So I would say, I mean, it's part of ESL. Challenger League is a big thing that plays into Pro League. I would say that things need to be linked. Things need to be brought up on like Pro League opening, going, hey, Challenger League, this time, these channels, done every single week. And that raises viewership. And it doesn't take away from Pro League at all. It's not even on a Pro League day. It's on Fridays. It's on Fridays. It's on EU time, which it's way later because EU is on 8 p.m. here.
Yeah.
And NA, Challenger League, is on 8 p.m. on the East Coast of the States. So it's way later. It's 2 a.m. here. So it literally does not affect viewership for Pro League at all. If anything, it provides more content for people to watch. And it gets people that much deeper into the game that we all love. So I feel like the shit thing is right now is it feels like every single step of the way, for some reason, there's some either vicious cycle or just something fighting something that shouldn't be fucking happening, or just some dumb process that shouldn't be there. And it's not like anyone has looked at it and go, huh, let me put my thinking cap on real quick. What the fuck is that? And fixed it. It's just, and the funny thing is a lot of people present really, really good ideas that just aren't taken into account. And it can be anywhere from Flynn and I talking into this mic right now for the podcast, all the way up to BKN or Gotcha or some of the top Siege players or, you know, anything. But organizers still just don't give a fuck. And it's annoying because eventually, like, it's going to kill the thing that we love. And that's what we don't want to happen. So
yeah, we can't keep losing these orgs and expecting things to continue, because yes, there are orgs that want in still, don't get me wrong. But we're talking about a big fucking list of teams and orgs that promote the game to just an nth degree that people can't even fathom. Like having an org like CLG in was massive at the time.
Oh,
and would
huge.
still be huge if they were still around.
yeah.
Thank the fucking Lord Cloud9 came back too. Unfortunately to APAC, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way to APAC. I mean that in a way in terms of
We don't get to see them unless we're
viewership.
on land. Yeah.
We don't get to see them on land. We don't get to see
only
them
get to
as
see
much.
them if they make it to land. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, we don't get to see them basically ever. APAC does not have the same kind of viewership that the other 3 major regions have because we don't broadcast it out of Poland. And that is also tough, but you can't do 4 sub-regions on top of the 3 main regions that we have because we would never sleep, as little as we do already. At least with this 3-caster rotation and then, 2 casters for 1 week and then 2 casters for another week situation that we've had going on for the last month and a half.
You've had fun.
Never want to do this again. Don't get me wrong, I want to cast Pro League, but I want my off days for the love of fucking Christ. I like being able to sleep.
Ubi, please.
I like being able to sleep, let's just say that much. And it's no fault of any of the other casters. Parker had this time booked off months and months in advance, as did Michael. And Gassan had random fucking visa issues pop up again. And shit happens, but holy fuck do I want to sleep. For auto relegation to be a thing, man, you gotta at least put financial backing into Challenger League.
Yep.
And the other thing, man, is you gotta give teams a chance. You gotta give teams a chance to fight in a much more drawn out scenario. 1 best of 3, I don't think is fair enough. I think you gotta do either 1 best of 5 or 2 best of 3s. And if you need a 3rd best of 3 to do it, then by all fucking means, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But you can space that out over the course of a couple weeks as well. I don't think the relegation process is as rigorous as it should be right now. I think it's too coin flippy, like we saw with Accelerate last season.
That legitimately, out of all those teams, they had no fucking right.
And
I love Bio and I love Achieve. I think they're great players. But at the time, with what the roster was, they had no fucking chance. And I still cannot believe that they dropped Thomas. That was ridiculous.
Remember what we said at the beginning of the season. Remember what we said when they first came in. Those first couple games without Thomas, those were ugly. Those were ugly games. They got fucking dumpstered. Like, it wasn't even fucking close for them. And we need teams that can compete. We had Rise, who also looked like absolute trash at the beginning of the season. So you got an EXG, you got Rise, who both looked like just pure garbage to start the season. And then you had Orglis disband halfway through the season. Like, that doesn't look good on the scene. So if we're going to do this relegation shit, if we're going to do this auto-relegation shit, where you automatically lost Obey, granted, a team that did not perform well, but they could at least compete again with a big org behind them. There's got to be more backbone there. There's got to be more support for Challenger League. There's got to be more support, and there's got to be more competitiveness coming out of the teams that come up. It can't be, one BO3 and you're in. But we're going to see that again here in Season 9, heading into Season 10. That it's one best of 3, and you're good. You're in. Congratulations. You usurped a Pro League team off of 3 maps.
You won the Vigi game.
You usurped a Pro League team off of possibly 2 maps at maximum 3. Which is, even if you go the distance, you go 3 maps, which is less than a quarter of a Pro League season.
Hey, you know what? Just don't lose, Forehead.
Basically. And that's kind of all I really wanted to say about auto relegation and relegation in general right now. I think it needs to be much more rigorous.
An overhaul. The entire league needs an overhaul. Everything needs to be looked at. Things need to be fixed. It's just right in its current state. Everything is flawed. Literally everything. Like, we're just going to cut it at that because we're just going to continue to ramble on.
Yeah.
Everything is flawed in the current state. It is like things are still competitive, but it could be 10 times better, basically.
So jumping back to LATAM real quick.
If you want the list, we'll email you. It's fine. Don't worry.
Jumping back to LATAM real quick, because there were a lot of surprises in LATAM, at least there were a few surprises in LATAM.
And that is all you.
That's all me? All right.
Basically.
LATAM, fuck, man. Where the fuck was this Liquid 2 weeks ago, man? That Liquid Nip game. That Liquid Nip game was not even close, and Liquid looked like they were on a whole other level.
Zig looked so good.
When?
Last game.
You didn't play the last game, honey.
You didn't?
Silence played instead of him.
Before then.
He looked really bad because they tied Pain 6-6, the team that got auto-relegated.
Shit. I'm just going to go back to my cave now.
Zig is also statistically...
I don't watch LATAM, dude. He's statistically the worst player inside of LATAM, I'm going to guess.
One of the worst.
Yeah. It's because
he's like 4th or 5th worst.
That's what you get for being 31 years old and fucking playing Siege. I'm just kidding.
They look a lot better with Silence, I'll say that much. It was one game, but...
Silence are 6th? Or is he... What is he?
He's the coach.
Yike.
Yeah.
Zig's going to coach, calling it right now.
It's scary, man. It's scary for Liquid.
How good did Silence do? Break down this real quick. I need to hear this.
Silence was playing Zig's roles, so breach and support.
Yeah, like Maestro and shit, yeah.
Echo, but yeah. Echo was banned in that game, so... Who the fuck did Silence play on I never talked about Silence on defense, because all we ever talked about was his breaching. And he was a damn good breacher, man. He got his shit done. And he did it way better than Zig was doing in the last little while. Zig has had a bad run. Nesk looked like he came back alive, which was good.
Thank Christ, my boy. Oh, sorry, guys. I just clapped.
Nesk is still statistically one of the best players in LATAM. I think he's 2nd right now, behind Psycho, who's on NIP, who has also had just a stupid season.
Psycho is a freak.
Psycho is Psycho. And
who's statistically the best player in the entire world right now?
They don't do global, they just do regional.
Yeah, but who has the highest rating?
Is
it Kanto?
I think right now, no. I think it's Psycho. Because it's such a disparity between the top and the bottom. He's just like overlording LATAM right now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of not even close.
It's kind of not even close.
It's kind of not even close in terms of like the regionality for LATAM.
Is Lags top player in NA?
Maybe. I actually didn't check. Although they did just they publicly tweeted out the North American thing, so I can go fact check NA right now.
Oh, do it, dude.
But I remember reading off of Michael's notes, because he has access to that CGG thing all the time. I don't, which, makes me sad.
Spencer.
Spencer!
We use your shit all the time on here. Come on. Love us.
Help a brother out. Best rating in North America right now is Hyper.
Okay, yeah.
1.29.
Holy shit.
144 kills.
Okay.
So that's not the best in the world right now. The most number of kills, I believe, is Kanto after the Na'Vi game. It's either Kanto or Psycho. Because I know Psycho heading into that game against Liquid was in the 130 range, and Kanto heading into the game against Na'Vi was at 125? No. 135, I think. Something like that. So most number of kills in the world is up for debate right now. Well, it's not up for debate. I just don't know it off the top of my head.
Can you look at it right there?
That's just for NA.
Oh, shit.
They only released NA.
demographic.
Yeah, they only released NA publicly.
I thought it was the entire sample, my bad.
No, I'm trying to remember. But for the rest of LATAM, Pain getting auto-relegated.
Expected.
No shock there.
Yeah.
Red Devils ending up in the 7 seed with their back half. They went 0-7.
Nope.
FaZe. Dude, they went 7-0 in the back half.
Yeah.
So, like, there was no hope for FaZe.
It's that G Fuel sponsorship. That's what it is.
FaZe was in 5th.
Snorting
At
lines
the
of G
break.
Fuel off their desk, dude.
FaZe was in 5th heading into SI.
Yeah.
They have a bad performance at SI. They don't make it out of the group. Fnatic and Rec made it out of the group.
Well, actually, on the podcast after that, we said that might be a wake-up call for them.
Yep.
After SI, we're like, that might be a wake-up call for FaZe. They've been piss poor, and coming into SI, they were tagged as, hey, they could probably wake up and do something, and they did nothing. Fell on flat ears, and that was it.
Red Devils, though, fell off a goddamn cliff because Red Devils were above FaZe at the half.
Yeah.
And then FaZe goes 7-0, Red Devils go 0-7. Yeah. It's kind of fucking hilarious. Red Devils
You almost
awful.
feel bad for them. It's just so. You guys know when
they couldn't piece together a goddamn win to save their lives.
Kind of like Bo Burnham said when he's like, I just stare at the old man in front of the train in the rain. He's like, I didn't yell and save him or anything. Just you can't look away though, because the guy's gonna get hit by a train. That's exactly what it was like.
Basically,
like okay, 0-7 on the back half. Yikes.
Immortals,
almost as bad as Tampa Bay getting swept.
Immortals end up as the 2nd seed in LATAM after holding 1st all season. So kind of a Dark Zero scenario there. For Immortals heading in against EG, man, I actually don't think they have a chance. I actually, Cyber and Navi's haven't looked quite the same in the last few weeks, which is disappointing. The two of them are really the driving force behind that team right now. And for Cyber, at least, he's had up games and he's had down games. Navi's has been pretty consistent, but Cyber right now needs to find a modicum of consistency if they're going to have a shot against EG. I just bit my tongue. If they're going to have a shot against EG, I think EG's going to walk all over Immortals. For the rest of LATAM, though, NIP, good bounce back season. Didn't make it out of groups at SI. Didn't make it to Milan, so it's another middling season for them. I imagine we'll see them at the major again in the States. They gotta pick shit up, especially when you have the best statistical player by a country mile in your region. There's got to be more support. Now they do have 2 new guys on the roster: Pino from the beginning of the season and Muzi halfway through. After they dropped Wog.
Because we talked about him, because you and I did not know him at all.
Muzi had a really bad first game. This game against Liquid as well, hard to do well, but I actually thought he held his own in comparison to the rest of the team, because NIP got walked over.
What's he playing? Is he playing Flex or is he playing support?
Flex. And I mean, that's kind of the problem is, NIP are transitioning into, after dropping Wog, NIP are transitioning into more of a reciprocity team, which is, so it's hey, by the way, we're 5 fraggers.
2 Flex, 2 frag.
No, 5 fraggers. Oh. Just someone has to play support. The actual deployment of personnel, it's about the same as every other team in the world, but 5 baseline fraggers on the team right now, and that's getting a little scary. The 2 new guys definitely, I thought Pino had a good season, but Muzi definitely as well needs to step his game up from this season to next if NIP are really going to contend. For Liquid, like you said, PSK coming back, they finally look like they found their form. I think they're dropping Zig. I think they're dropping Zig
after what
for...
you said. Yeah, because like even at SI, he did not look good. He hasn't looked good for a very long time.
No, and that's a sad thing to say about such a long-standing performing member
such
from Latin America.
Well-known fucking name. Like if you guys didn't know, Zig has the most followers of any pro player inside of Rainbow Six Siege. He has 140 something thousand.
Yeah, so for
Pengu has like 110.
For Zig to be dropped, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility. I think it might happen. They could stick with him. I think they looked a hell of a lot better without him than with. And that was with their coach playing. Mm-hmm. Roster lock opens up after Milan. They could talk to anyone. Liquid's got money to buy out people if they really want to go that route. This could be a whole new Liquid next season. For, like I said, for NIP, they need the new guys to step up. They're a young, potential-filled team. They have to realize their potential. The fifth spot, why am I blanking? Oh, Black Dragons, right. Black Dragons for LATAM as well. Potential to be like a contending team. They were hanging with it up until like the last few weeks, and then they really fell off a cliff. The change, dropping Ion and, what's his face? I think it was Ion and Ilax, yeah. Ion and Ilax getting dropped, and then they pick up Moringa from FaZe. That was a pretty good deal overall. FaZe looked a lot better with the change, and Moringa looked pretty solid on Black Dragons. And then Ints, fuck man, if if the teams coming up from Challenger League next season for Latin America look, I don't know, any decent amount competent, then Ints is probably auto-relegated next season. I hate to say that without even seeing who's coming up and what they look like, but holy fuck did they also look bad. And then for the other two, that relegation games for both, I don't imagine we're seeing Red Devils come back and Pain's gone. So that's LATAM. That's all three regions this week. That's a nice little bookend on basically all the teams. We don't really talk about like some of the middling teams in EU or NA. We'll just quickly... Space Station, My Hilda Dion,
no.
Reciprocity, stop putting Skies on anchor, even though apparently he wants to be there.
He wants to be there.
That's so fucking weird. They've looked much different and much poorer with him there.
The one round that he played Ash, like I was like, Skies, why are you not doing this anymore?
Yeah.
He literally just like ran into Kitchen on Coastline and just fucked everybody in their mouth. And I was like, okay. Like, Jesus, dude.
EXG. Maybe some roster move there. Hopefully, depending on what happens with CL teams. Rise, we'll see if they even survive their relegation game. North America is a bit of a mess. EU, Chaos look good on the attack. They got to figure out their defenses, and they could be a real contending team. G2 will be back. We already know that. Lestream, I'll get to the LAN teams when we talk about Milan, because we'll do Milan predictions after. I don't know who finished fourth then. Penta. That's a tough one.
It's the Hungry show.
That's a tough one again. I mean, they looked okay, but throughout the season there were ups and there were obvious downs. Again, consistency is the hardest thing to find in any sport, and yet they desperately require some. I think they desire some more changes, at least from support staff, whether that be another analyst or different coaching. I don't know what's going on there with Penta, but the players themselves have proven that they can be a competent roster, but man, it looks like they need some more strategic help more than personnel help.
Fact.
And then
all I know is that Hungry deserves better. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Hungry legitimately could be the best player in EU with the right support around him. That guy is legitimately fucking insane.
And the last team to touch on before we go to Milan predictions.
Ooh.
Mouse. Holy fuck, were they terrible in the back half.
Christ. Poor Hyper.
What?
I mean, not... Sorry. Old mouse.
My name is Stokes, and I'm still in 2018.
Anyways, no.
Mouse have looked awful.
Mouse looked fucking terrible.
They looked fucking terrible in the back half, and that felt so bad because
Shate looked decent.
Dude, but last game against Empire, it was the Shate and Slevin show. Literally the whole fucking game. That's all it was.
Wilkie's looked like ass.
Wilkie has looked bad, and I don't want that to be the case. I want most to do better, man. That's an older roster, like good again coming up through Challenger League. That's a very old roster. Like all the way back. Wilkie and Bonesy to year one, season
fucking
1 on
Shante
Sisu.
as well. Shante's got a quote unquote ring.
Shante's got 2
they should
rings.
Really give rings for invite. That'd be badass.
That would.
Hey,
Shante's got 2 rings.
Oh shit! Yeah, he does.
Sao Paulo and SI 18.
Yeah. Yeah, we should give rings for those.
Rings would be dope.
Yeah, can we do that?
Stuart,
it
get
can't
us
be
rings.
look, you've showed us the budget. Like, you got money.
So yeah, grab whatever the fuck you're doing, and then we'll do some SI, or not SI. That's in fucking 9 months. We'll do some Milan predictions.
I gotta read this on the podcast.
What?
My girlfriend texts me, goes, I just had a weird ass dream. I go, what happened? She goes, you ditched me for Flynn to go to some island because we were on vacation somewhere and I didn't want to go. So I was headed back to the room and then I just woke up.
Sounds accurate.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
That sounds really accurate. It's beyond accurate. All right.
So you're gonna go do your thing? All right, we're gonna go get drunk. We'll see you later.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you ready to do Milano predictions?
You always win these.
I always
Fucking
win these?
shit.
All right, bet.
I'm
happy to win.
Your SI edged me out. We were pretty
Yeah,
close because we both were begging on Latem not to suck a cock.
Yeah.
And then they sucked a fat cock. Like
a lot of
yeah.
it.
Like Jesus.
All right, starting off, EG Immortals. I've already said my piece on that. EG easy.
EG easy.
So EG to the first semi.
we're betting on EG to make it past quarters, which they haven't done since year 1, season 3, when they won the whole fucking thing. By the way, guys, it's year 3.
It's year 4.
Oh, fuck me in the ass. It's year 4, season 1. Fuck me in the ass. It's almost been 3 years since they won something or made it past quarters. That's a fucking yikes, dog.
Second game is Lestream FaZe. The battle of who can not choke on LAN.
FaZe.
Lestream.
Okay. We're probably going to cast that game, too.
Probably, because Michael and Parker will go first, and then it'll be you and me in the second
Michael
one.
and Parker will want to cast EG versus fucking Immortals. And then
Maybe.
Well, no, the reason they're going to want to cast that is because of the game we're about to talk about.
Yeah. Third game. Dark Zero Empire.
If they want to give us it, I'm down.
Yeah, if they want to give us Dark Zero Empire, I'm not complaining. Dark Zero Empire. I don't know what way to call this.
I'm so excited.
I am so
All I can tell
confused.
you right now is that, like, it's almost like when we talked about USN and we're like, I almost don't want to cast it because I just want to watch.
Yep.
Like, oh man. My NA pride's coming out right now.
Really?
My NA pride's coming out right now.
Really?
Do I want to go with? I mean, hey,
Okay.
we won the Cold War. I know. The fuck?
What the fuck? What does that have to do with anything?
We beat Russia once. We can do it again. But is this the roster to do it? That's a real question.
So what, you're taking Dark Zero?
Can BC outthink Joystick? That's the real question. Because no one's outgunning him. This is a fucking fact. It's just un-American to go with, like, the Russian machine never break. Fuck, dude. You know what? I'm gonna say what I think will happen and then what I want to happen. So officially on the docket, I'm gonna say Team Empire over Dark Zero. But what I want to happen is for that to get completely fucked and Dark Zero to win. So there we go.
Dark Zero.
Fuck you, Flynn. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I got DZ in this one. Just the amount of preparation going in for Dark Zero. Every single game, man, I've said it for years now. They are the most prepared team heading in. As long as they continue to adapt on the fly like they have been, they can break Empire, man. Empire don't adapt for shit. They're going to run the same thing over and over again.
Yep, and then it just bowls people over. Yep.
the amount of preparation and coaching work that goes into preparing Dark Zero for every game, dude, no. I think preparation, and I think the coaching, and I think the teamwork behind Dark Zero will overtake Empire. I think that Empire are too rigid still. They're too set in their ways. As long as this doesn't run into, like, if it turns into a fragging fest, then yeah, Empire walks away with it handily. But fuck, man, I think the preparation coming out from Dark Zero is going to finally put a hole in Empire. And then the last game that everyone is really fucking mad about, Fnatic Nora.
Nora.
Really? I'm going Fnatic.
Nora.
Fnatic.
Nora.
Fnatic.
Nora.
Nah. Nora doesn't look the same, man. Not without Waka.
Here's the thing, though. Waka's going to make a comeback.
Waka's going to make a comeback. He's going to come out of retirement from Milan.
I mean, technically speaking, he is still on the roster.
No, he retired. He's gone.
I thought somebody put a Reddit post up like 2 weeks ago that he's still technically on the roster as a sub.
Maybe he is. I didn't see that.
Man just comes out of the fucking smoke. Just
maybe, man. Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding. No, we're putting Fnatic down because Virtue's nuts.
So you're changing your answer now to
I have
Fnatic.
to. I have to. Magnet owes me slides.
All right. So
somebody put up like, what's your favorite team in each region? Like for a question on my Instagram.
yeah.
And they're like, you forgot APAC, because I was just like, put them in real quick, and I was like, oh, and I put Nora because at Magnet R6 owes me flip flops, and he messaged me, he's like, fuck you. I love Magnet, dude. He's
God.
Great, dude. He's so funny. That man was wearing fucking slides in the snow in negative 20 degrees Celsius in Montreal. I was like, bro, your fucking toes are gonna freeze off. Jesus Christ. I was like, this isn't Aussie land, man. Like, you're gonna die. Like.
So your first semifinal is EG FaZe.
EG. Don't say really. EG.
Really?
God damn it. You're saying EG too. Shut the fuck up.
Well, my semifinal is EG The Stream.
And you're saying EG. Yes.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Am I?
Yes.
Am
Two
I?
things. One, your team bleed blue, and two, you literally said while sitting on that couch, it's a cakewalk to finals. You're going EG.
It's Lestream's game to throw, basically. Is it Lestream of SI? Or is it Lestream / Millennium of fucking
or is
Paris or Atlantic City?
Or is it, well, here's a real question. Is it throw EG, or is it EG that wins fucking everything EG?
Exactly.
That's what we talked about before the whole podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, legitimately. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Predictions are bullshit in this kind of shit because you can't predict anything. It's not a major or anything where you're like, oh, you got to go through group stage, kind of figure out who's hot, and you can talk about bracket play. Fuck no, brother. If you show up and you're the hot hand, you win. Like, that's it. You only got to win 3 matches. 3. 1, 2, 3. Done. That's it.
3 BO3s, baby. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going EG over Lestream. Which will put EG in the grand final for both of us.
Yep.
You've got EG over FaZe. I've got EG over Lestream. The other semifinal, though.
Uh-huh.
I have Dark Zero against Fnatic. You have Empire against Fnatic.
Empire or Fnatic.
So you got an EG Empire grand final.
Yep. You're goddamn right I do. That way the most American team can beat the most Russian team.
Fnatic over Dark Zero. APAC to their first seasonal LAN grand final and their first grand final internationally.
You're going to show up, Dizzle's going to suck your cock. That's what's going to happen.
I'm not saying no.
Drop your drawers, Flynn.
So, your grand final.
EG.
EG over Empire.
Yep.
My grand final. EG over Fnatic.
That's what I'm talking about. You guys' ears probably just got shattered.
Probably. So yeah, that's predictions. I'm saying EG makes a comeback, man.
We're going to say it all over again, just like we said it for SI, and everything's going to get fucked.
Yup. I think EG finally gets their redemption tour. I think they get the revenge against Fnatic.
Here's the thing.
From Rio as well.
Here's the thing.
What?
I think that if after this entire thing, EG just shit, the next land EG makes it to, we can't talk about EG.
Which would be the USA major.
Yeah, which we can't talk about it. We have to have them going out very first thing, and then they'll win the whole thing, Flynn. And then we're right, technically, in our own minds.
There you go.
Everyone will be like, oh, you got them going out first round. Yeah.
We did it on purpose, motherfuckers.
They had us in the first half, all right? Like,
yeah. So I'm with you on this one. I think it's EG's season to make a comeback.
They just okay. Well, here's my thing. Here's the thing that they didn't have at SI. Let me come over here where you guys can hear me better. Here's the thing that they didn't have SI. They didn't have Necrox and they didn't have Young on the same page. Necrox and Young are fucking on right now. Geo's looked great. I mean, everything's firing on all cylinders. And worst case scenario, if somebody goes down, you have the GOAT coach, brother. Put Gotcha in. That man will fucking rock somebody. He doesn't care. He'll put anyone in the dirt. I ain't scared. I ain't yellow. Like, fucking,
It's going to be a fun tournament no matter what. And if you guys hadn't heard yet, it will be me and Stokes casting together for Milan.
Hey, yeah.
So we had to do a Pro League final together. It's going to be both of our first Pro League finals.
Which is a big fucking deal, which is crazy.
Yep. And we obviously won't be doing the grand final. That'll be Parker and Michael.
How many casters have done Pro League finals? 5? Kix, Milos, Emzo, Parker, Bloodbath. Wait, Meepy. I mean, not Meepy. Panky, 6.
And year 1, season 1, Punji did the finals, I think.
So 7.
And yeah, I think so.
That's it.
So yeah, we're in rarefied air, but the list is longer than many people are aware of.
0.01.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. That's kind of the episode. It's been a shorter episode. Sorry for that, but we didn't do Q&A. We'll do Q&A for next week, but I just wanted to rattle this one off and get her done. So next week, same time, same place, Saturday nights. We're gonna be recording, which means if you're on the East Coast, it's like in the middle of the day when this episode goes up because it's 22:38 right now, which means it's what? That means it's 6 hours back at 22.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
it's 16:32. Yeah.
So it's
4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's 4:30.
So yeah, this will go up right around dinner time for you guys on the East Coast. Once again, thank you very much for listening, everybody. It's the B-Leaguers podcast brought to you by the Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com/B-Leaguers.
Ooh, link.
And use promo code B-Leaguers for 5% off all orders for all of your Ubisoft paraphernalia.
Go to the link.
Press the link, go to the link, use the link. The
Touch
Koyo
the
Store, thekoyostore.com/B-Leaguers. Thank you everybody for listening. We'll be back next week when we finally have some clarity on CL. And then we have clarity on relegations. And then we have clarity looking forward to one more week until Milan. It's going to be a good time. So, thank you everybody. We'll see you next week. Good night.